All right, here we are. This is Glamis Coffee's first guest. All right, besides me for that last one we did. So Simon Perez is a good buddy of mine, and he is the owner of SHOCKPROS. He is a good friend of mine. I've known Simon for hell going on what are we at now? 10, 12 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So Simon was my neighbor when I first lived down in San Diego and got to know each other very well over the years. And so we do a lot of off roading together. We started off doing a lot of shooting bows together. So anyway, known each other for a long time, and he has been in the shock business. He's also, and that's what he does, but he's also been in racing for over 20 years and has got a lot of really great stories. And can't wait to let you guys hear some of the stories that he has and pick his brain and hopefully give you some insight on how to set up your rigs too. So, hey, Simon, welcome to Glamis Coffee's podcast.
What's going on, Bean Peddler?
Not much, buddy. Hey, you got your coffee here? You've
You
been
bet
wanting
I
it.
do. Spirit of 79 right here.
Yeah, damn right. So when Simon says he's going to do this, he's like, "Hey, we drinking coffee." I'm like, "Well, hell
You
yeah, we're
bet.
drinking coffee." Even though it's about 7:45 at night, we're still drinking
No bad
coffee.
time for this
So
coffee. No bad time.
So, hell yeah. But no, thanks for coming over and doing this. And we've talked about this for a while. And I remember when I put online that, hey, we're going to start a podcast. This is how it starts. So everyone's here from the beginning, seeing how it's working.
We were going to do
Um,
the fireside one, camping. You remember that?
totally. We did do a segment where Simon did some cowboy coffee while we are up in Big Bear. So I need to get that in and put it out. So that'll be coming here pretty soon. I'm just trying to figure out when you're doing the online stuff, really where things fit in and how to get it. And like right now, I've been working on ads. So it's been challenging. But anyway, enough about that. Luckily, we got everything set up here going just fine. So let's see. Simon, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, boy, a good time. Just my life has been all sorts of adventures and one good time after another. Good people.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been dull.
Where'd you grow up at?
So I grew up here in San Diego. Actually, was born in Mexico. His parents lived in Rosarito, Mexico. It's about 20 minutes south of the border.
Mhm.
Moved up here when I was 3, so from then on, it's been San Diego. But I didn't grow up the typical San Diego, Southern California type of person. Uh, I was always around ranches, always on a horse. I was on a horse before I could crawl. So I grew up a little bit different, but here in San Diego.
Nice. Simon's parents has this really cool ranch down in Campo. And if you don't know where that's at, that's probably an hour,
Yeah,
hour and a half outside of San Diego. And it's a cool place. Been out there quite a few
far enough
times.
away from the concrete jungle.
Totally. We can get a lot of shooting done while we're out there and some camping. But yeah, it's a good little spot, good people. But yeah, from all the stories I've heard of Simon, I'm about to pull this out a little bit more. He's definitely from a young age got into rodeo, right?
Yeah, that was my first sport all the way up into my 20s. And that was, I mean, there wasn't little league, there wasn't soccer, there was every day on a horse.
Oh yeah.
My dad would get off of work, pick me up after school, and we head up to where we had the horses. And there's a lot more to just getting on the horse and just having a fun ride. There was cleaning out stalls and cleaning tack, go getting hay and filling up a little shed with the hay and feeding horses. And there's a lot more work, but kept me out of trouble,
Totally. They keep you
sort
damn
of.
busy, won't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I grew up with horses, cows. When my dad, he had a lot of those, and kept us busy. For the most part, I remember spending my free time picking up rocks out of the pasture or chasing down cows because they got out. And as kids, we would just have fun touching electric fences and just seeing who gets zapped the best.
So that explains a lot with you now.
Does it?
Got zapped too many times.
Fills in a couple holes.
Yeah.
Shit. But well, cool. So you grew up in San Diego, and then when did you start getting into off roading?
So somewhere in my senior year, the Baja 1000, which is one of the most popular off-road races that there is down in this area,
Yeah.
typically starts out of Ensenada, Mexico, which is about an hour and a half south of the border.
Tell
Well, in
people what the
90,
Baja 1000 is.
the Baja 1000 is an off-road race down in Mexico. It's 1,000 miles. It originated from a point-to-point race from Tijuana to La Paz back
Yeah.
in the '60s, and it was just a few guys, just to see who got there first, and then it evolved into an organization, into racing. So, um, they do about 5 different races a year, and it's all out in the desert, in the mountains in Baja.
Yeah.
So in '95, instead of starting out of Ensenada, it started out of Tijuana. And my good buddy George called me up. He's like, "Hey, let's go take a look at the cars. You know, this Friday is tech and contingency, which is the day before the race. All the cars parade through a section to go through tech inspection.
Right.
All the sponsors are there, so you get to see all the cars and get autographs at the racers." So we headed down there, and the very next day, on Saturday, it started and it went through the middle of town, hit it into the canal, and went out to the mountains. And I was hooked. And I was hooked. I mean, seeing these cars flying down, you know, 10 feet away from you,
Oh, yeah.
just 800 horsepower roaring, big tires. I mean, it's adrenaline. It's a hook.
So you went down there just to watch at
Yeah,
first, right?
just to watch.
What year was that?
That was '95. And ever since then, we started going down and watching the races. So the cool thing about these off-road races down in Mexico is it's not on a race course. It's not on a closed circuit. It leaves a starting line with maybe a little bit of a plastic fence, and then it heads out to the hills and it's open. It's on open roads that ranchers use. It's on highways. It's on everything. Back in the day, it was the Wild West. There was no
Yeah.
speed limit. The highway sections, they would get on there and it's open race course. It was hairy. So it's, of course, as a spectator, I mean, that's just amazing to see it.
Yeah.
So, so we'd go out and we go and watch the races. And what you do is you get the map and you see where it's going to be. So you head out there the day before and you camp, and then you watch them go by that whole day, making just barbecuing something on the side of the race course, getting dusted,
Right.
having a few beers, and enjoying it. So we did that for a few years. We did that for probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And then his uncle had a little Volkswagen, and part of the class that he was in, it's a very limited class, very simple car. And he said, "Hey, I see you guys, you're getting into it. You're helping out teams, or we were volunteering for some pit crews at that point." He says, "Well, if you guys want to help out, we'll race again." And so I said, "Well, perfect. What does that mean?" "Just help prep the car and then we'll go race." Like, done. And
Yeah.
that's how we got our foot in the race. And we started doing smaller circuits, not the Baja 1000 score.
Okay. Like the 250s or like
No,
200?
so the Score International has had 5 races back then, but then there was smaller circuits, kind of like the major and the minor leagues.
Okay.
There was Code down in Imperial Valley and Record out of Ensenada. And they were short races, maybe 200 miles. Not the big leagues, not the big sponsors. These were homegrown, built in the backyard or in your garage cars. So it was a little bit easier to compete with those cars. And so we started in those.
Is it like an open class? What kind of class?
No, so what they do is they have the classes limited by, there's open wheel, like a buggy,
Mhm.
and then there's the trucks. Those are basically the two halves of this whole thing. And then within them, they have different categories depending on the horsepower, depending on the suspension. What we were in was called the Class 5 1600, 5-1600, meaning the 1600 was the size of the motor. A
Okay.
Volkswagen GC motor. It's like a middle class in the Volkswagen. It's not the open, not the stock one. It's slightly modified,
Okay.
but it's perfect to start. And that's how we got our foot in the door when it came to racing.
Cool. So how did that evolve from there?
Oh boy. So of course we were the young ones, and so they'd send us off to the nastiest section, the hardest one, the one that was going to beat you up the most. They sent the young pucks.
Right.
We were doing small races, but when we came time to do a big race to score, we all want to be in the big leagues. We did the Baja 500 in 2002, I believe it was 2003.
Okay.
And we did a section up in the mountains, which was probably close to 200 miles that we did. I mean, the nastiest course there is up there, that it weeds out the racers. It cuts out 30% of them. They don't make it through.
Yeah.
And they sent the young pups. And oh
So when
boy,
you say they sent the young pups, what were you exactly doing on that race team?
we were in the car.
So you were actually in the
We
car.
were my buddy George was driving, I was co-riding for him, co-pilot.
Okay.
His job is the steering wheel and the pedals. My job is calling out turns, the gauges, the radio, everything else. So we're a team in that
Yeah.
car. So they handed the car over to us at a place called Via Trinidad, and then from there we go up the mountains. We go up to probably I think it was like 6,000 feet
Yeah.
elevation. Go through there, hopefully make it back down to that same area, hand it off to the next crew, and they take off. And boy, that was an adventure. It
I'm
was a
sure.
rude awakening. Hmm. So we go out a week before, and there's a thing in off-road racing called pre-running,
Yeah.
where you go out and you take a look at the course, you drive through it, you make your notes. Hey, there's a washout on the left side in this section. There's big rocks here. You make your notes to avoid breaking the car. Except we're doing it in my buddy's truck, his daily driver. So we're crawling at 5 miles an hour. We're in the race car. You're going 5 times faster than that. So it comes at you
Right.
fast. And it did.
I'm sure.
Holy shit, Bobby. The first river crossing we were thinking we were going to have a hard time getting through it.
Yeah.
The car didn't even see it. We launched this thing, Dukes of Hazzard style, halfway over it and landed on the other side and just kept going. We're like, oh, we got this. Oh, we got this. I'm going to say about a quarter of the way in, we come around a place called Mike's Sky Ranch.
Yeah.
We make a right-hand turn, and there's this rock. It's stuck into the ground about the size of your coffee table. That little 516 Volkswagen isn't very stable. We clipped that rock, and it sent us tumbling over about 3 times. Parts are flying left and right. We don't know which way's up or south or your name. We get out of the car, we push it back on its side. We broke off the lights, broke off the antenna for the radio. I mean, the carnage started there,
Yeah.
but we got it going,
Okay.
kept going, made it to our first fuel stop. They look at the car, they're like, man, what happened to you? It's like, we'll tell you later. Fuel it up. Let's go. We start coming back. And I mean, we're new at this. And there's this in off road racing, cars go by and they end up digging ruts where the tires go. And they get deep. I mean, they'll get knee
Yeah.
deep. And we're coming into this one turn. And I remember calling out to George, I'm like, watch the rut, watch the rut, put it on its side again. So here we are, roly poly upside down again, flip that thing back over. At this point, we're thinking it's highs and lows. You think you got it, and then it humbles you.
Yeah.
Baja, as we call it, has a way of humbling you. It says, no, 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 no. Settle down. You don't have this yet. So we kept going, and we started coming down the mountain, and we just said, "Oh, the hell with it. Just send it. Just go. Quit trying to baby this thing around." We were coming down so fast. I mean, we were passing cars at that point. We got into a rhythm, made it all the way down to the part where we handed over to the next car.
Yeah.
And there's a thing in Baja where the spectators will sometimes put a booby trap. So a big car with a lot of suspension, it'll get by. You
Yeah.
get some of little cars like us, it's going to get you. So what they did, and you learn really quick, you're just coming down this road. It's a dirt road out in the agricultural fields, and there's a bunch of people standing on both sides of the road going like this. Come on, go, go, go. Yeah. And they're looking like this. We know now, hey, there's something there. So what
Yeah.
they did is they threw a telephone pole across the road and threw dirt on it and made a little make-do ramp. And we're coming in this little Volkswagen 4th gear pin, which is like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We hit this thing in Houston, we have liftoff. I mean, the car just went forward and it starts tilting
You just
forward in
buck
the
your
air
ass
like it's
right
gonna
up.
tumble over.
Yeah.
We're sitting there pushing back in the seat. Landed, got a little squirrely. He recovered, made it about a mile later. We get to our pit. We get out. We hand over the car like, there, we're done.
Yeah.
We made it. And it's just, they kept going. But man, the carnage in just that little section
Yeah.
just beat the hell out of everybody, car and us.
Jeez. It is wild, man. When you can go that fast, so much can happen. And I mean, I love riding fast, but it's also like rock crawling. You can get a little bit of adrenaline rush just by just creeping around stuff. It'll still make you
Yeah,
make you
you're off
pucker up a
camber.
little
You,
bit.
you don't know if you're going to slide off that rock. Yeah.
Yeah. But with speed, it takes so much more money and it's expensive.
There's in Baja does not care how much money you put into that car, how much time you put into that car. It says this is as far as you go, and it'll snap you.
So what's the worst, kind of, I guess, kinda
Worst.
crash at it or recovery you've probably had to do?
The worst crash I had, I mean, this is many years after that. We only did that. We only raced that with them for a couple years. And then,
Mm,
um, I ended up working at Off-Road Warehouse,
okay.
ORW. And so I started meeting a lot of different racers, and I met one of my good friends there, Alex Almaraz, and he invited me to go race with him. So when I started racing with him, he's reckless. He is a little Tasmanian devil behind the wheel. And one of the races, there's a good backstory of why we crashed, but I don't know if you want to hear all of it. But we basically rolled over, chasing down another car in the dust, and we come to a little bit of a turn. There's a berm. The car goes over the berm, and as he's correcting, the berm fades out. So his correction overcorrected,
Yeah,
swapped the car. We flipped this thing 3 times, and I hit my helmet on the roll cage twice. The seat belts just stretched out just ever 1 or 2 inches, and I hit the roll bar, cracked the helmet in half
really?
like an egg. There's a reason why you probably don't want to stay up all night drinking. It's because shit like that will happen.
Yeah.
We were never the ones that showed up early to the race, 2 days before, went through tech and contingency. This was a race, it was one of the local races out of Ensenada. And we show up the night before, like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
So we said, we're not even going to look for a hotel. So we went straight to the starting line, which is about 45 minutes up into the mountains. I said, we're just going to camp here.
yeah.
It was cold. I mean, this is November and the end of November, and it is cold. So we had beer and tequila to
Oh,
keep us
you
warm
went
that
all
night.
night?
About 7 in the morning, we're pretty lit. 7 in the morning, the sun starts coming up, and I go over to my buddy Alex. I'm like, what time are we off the line? He's like, oh, don't worry, it's not till like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 7:15, buddy. We need to sober up.
Yeah.
And we came up with a bad motto. 3 beers and you don't feel the whoops. Whoops are the moguls in
Yeah, oh,
dirt.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 beers and you don't feel the whoops. I said, yeah, we've had more than 3. He's like, perfect. We won't feel a thing.
Shouldn't feel a damn thing.
Shit. I mean, this was 20 miles into the race. So we're up behind another car. We roll over and the back cage of the truck broke in pieces. Spare tires went flying. It landed we're in a truck at this point by
Yeah,
now. We're in a class 7. So imagine a Ranger, like a 92 Ranger on steroids. I mean, it's got big shocks, coilovers, and bypasses,
sure.
35-inch tires. I mean, it's a built car. Luckily, it landed on its wheels. So what we did is we had to put the spare tires back onto this car.
Yeah.
My bell's rung. I cracked the helmet, not knowing that I did. But we took the ratchet straps. We tied the tire on the back of the fuel cell on the cage as
Right.
best we could. And the other tire we hid in the bushes, and I marked it on the GPS because we had GPS by this point.
Yeah.
And I marked it on there. I was like, all right, let's keep going. So we take off, and all of a sudden we're in this like little bank between trees and stuff, and we get a flat tire. So we pull over, no problem. Another day in the office, right?
Yeah.
We pull over. I get out the impact gun. I run to the front because he thought it was just the front. He goes to the back to get the tire and the jack, and I'm looking and I see both left side tires are flat. So I go over to Alex. I'm like, hey, don't rush it. Don't stress. We got 2 flat tires. And I just see him peek over from behind the truck. He's all, we don't got a spare anyway. It don't matter. I'm like, what do you mean? It fell off. So here we are, middle of nowhere, 2 flat tires, and we're still miles away from getting back to the highway to where our crew is.
Yeah.
So we keep going on 2 flat tires. Well, we get to a section, there's a big wash and it's soft sand. And of course, we bury that thing to the gills.
Sure.
So we call them and say, hey, we're stuck at so-and-so part. I need you guys to get in here. It's going to be 45 minutes for them to get in. Well, on the back of the seats, we had bags and we would typically put Gatorades and water. Well, these assholes that night decided to take all that out and put beers in. So now we've been racing for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And all these beers are just shook up and warm and hangovers kicking in. And we're thirsty.
Yeah.
We had nothing. So guess what? Warm beers it is. These guys finally show up. They change out the tires, rig up another way of mounting a tire on the back. And we're like, we're done. They're like, all right, you guys are good to go. Keep going. What? Keep going. So we kept going. We
Yeah.
did another 3 hours in that truck before we handed it over. But I mean, I didn't know until when I took my helmet off, I could feel on the top of it.
Yeah.
I thought this was a brand new helmet. It was brand new for that race.
Yeah,
And
those
I
are
felt
expensive.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
well,
are the good
that
ones.
one back in the day was 400 and change.
Yeah.
And I felt the top of it, and I was like, "Oh, I scuffed my new helmet." Yeah, right. I take it out, and it's cracked in half.
Dude, that's rough. Um,
So, made it.
I still gotta get another helmet for the Banshee.
You should have, like, an e-brake installed.
What's that?
You get an e-brake installed on you because 'cause you're going way too
Oh,
fast.
man, I tell you. Yeah, when I
That
wrecked
Banshee
that
can
thing.
that
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she got legs. Um, she's good. Honestly, I love that Banshee. That is so much fun. I'm sure everyone's probably seen all over. I have a '92 Banshee that I bought off a guy. It was his dad's, and, um, it sat for 15 years. I guess Trinity Racing built it back then. I think it's got, like, a 392 kit on it, and it goes.
it's all original on it, right?
What's
When
that?
you got it. It's all original. When you got it, it was
Oh, yeah, it
all
was all well, there's a couple things were original. He's got different A-arms on it, Elka's extended steering, sorry, extended swing arm. All the things you would wanna do to it, it had been done, and it was built to go, and, man, I had so much fun. Well, anyway, I'm hauling ass behind a buddy of mine, and he's in his side by side, and we're in Glamis, and we're just leaving China Wall. Our ride was over. There's nothing, we weren't even riding hard anymore. We're just kinda done, and I'm just, being an idiot, riding too close to him, and he breaks left real quick, and I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna make this turn." I'm like, and there's this little berm we're coming up on. I'm like, "I'll just trust the suspension and go for it," and I just went over the top of this, and it was just nothing but a hole on the other side.
it's like
40
we
miles
say,
an
it was going good
hour. Yeah.
till it wasn't.
I hit my head. Basically, I hit that so hard. Head hit the handlebars, cracked the helmet in the bottom, knocked me out cold, broke my eye socket in 3 spots. Yeah. Yeah.
Broke your
Well,
heart when you saw the
it broke
frame.
yeah, heart, and then,
That was it wasn't the maiden voyage, but it was, like, the second time out?
probably third time out. I've ridden it a few times. I was getting pretty good with it. Probably
I
just
mean, it was one of those when you told me what happened, it's like, "Bobby, this is why we can't have nice things."
I never have nice things. I have nice things for a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
try to fix them back up. That's
Oh,
what
it's
happens.
nice now.
Oh, it's
That came
beautiful,
out real nice.
beautiful. I
New plastics, new paint,
Oh, man, I
you
powder
painted
coated the
the
rim.
wheels, the springs,
Yeah, your buddy to the powder coated
the
the
powder coat of the
springs.
springs, yeah.
Yeah, Simon's rebuilt those shocks a couple times. Yeah. Actually, not no, you've only rebuilt those once. You rebuilt all my other shocks.
I've
Um,
done 1 or 2.
I think I'll get some really good rides out of this thing. Now that we got the side by side, we'll abuse that for a while. But hell, I talk with that control arm.
I was about to say, you've already
Yeah.
there's been carnage already.
Well, this kinda goes into suspension right here, and how important it really is,
Oh, yeah.
because my side by side, so I got a Can-Am, Turbo RR. It's a 2020. Goes pretty good. Stock suspension. It's not the smart shocks, but it does good. It was set up right. I'm out in Glamis, and I'm hauling ass behind a buddy of mine. So if anyone ever looks up "Stuck on Stupid," this was a guy I was riding behind. So anyway, we weren't even going that fast, really. We're coming back from, the hill. He goes through something, and I'm right behind him, and I hit this hole, and I just knew nothing was right after that. I was like, "Yeah, this is messed up."
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, bit my lower control arm, and they came back like, "Hey, did you hit that hole?" I'm like, "Yeah, I hit the hole," but their car went through the hole just fine. So that's kind of one of those things where some of these other cars are built with better suspension. When you're falling behind an
They're
R1, I
just
realize
beefier, it's what it is.
what's that?
It's all it is they're just beefier.
Yeah,
So the Can-Am, all the UTV shocks, they're stamped steel,
yeah,
so they bend a lot easier. Once you build them with, like, chromoly tubing, they'll hold up to a lot more, but you've got a smaller tire, you got a stamped steel arm,
yeah.
something's gonna give.
So you probably
Something's
want to
gonna
be that control arm. It's built to bend.
Yeah.
and I get that. But, they taught me don't follow behind the big boys, because the R1s are built a little better than the
You know, you gotta go faster. You
totally.
gotta go faster. You clear the hole instead of falling
Oh,
into
yeah,
it.
it's just go you break all of it at that point, so
No, no, you'll be fine. You'll be
so,
good. Just make
with
sure someone's
that,
taking video.
with good suspensions, how did you get into building suspensions and tuning?
So when I started going to help George and his uncle in that little 516, we didn't have money to send that off to get prepped at a big shop, so we did everything, and I didn't know a damn thing about shocks. So they said, "Oh, we'll take the shocks," and there was one guy that we knew that was doing shocks, so I took him over to him, kinda shadowed him a little bit, and basically took it on from there and doing the shocks, but holy smokes, man. We had Fox toes, just the simplest shock there is. Took me when I first did it on myself, it took me 1 day to take them apart and 2 days to put them back together because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Didn't have the right tools, didn't have the right charts for oil depths, pressures, nothing. But I liked it. I've always been the kind of guy that I like to know how something works. You know,
Sure.
when you start taking things apart. But I started, don't ask me about how to put together a transmission. As you know,
Or
don't
clutch.
or a clutch assembly. We learned that one. We need all 7 discs. That's another good story.
Yeah, totally.
So I said, "Don't give me the electrical, don't give me the motor or the tranny." He's like, I'll do the shocks." So I started doing that. And it came to me, it seemed pretty straightforward once you got it. And so I started doing our shocks. And of course, someone else, in the circus, "Hey, you do your own shocks? Like, can you help me with mine?" "Yeah, you bet." So we'd go and buy the seals, buy the oil, do them. "Hey, how much do I owe you?" "I don't know." It's, the classic, "I don't know, give me a case of beer and we'll call it a day."
Right.
And then you start doing more and more and more people's. And so I started charging. I said, well, give me $100, give me $200, whatever it was. And it went from there. And then in the early 2000s, I was working at ORW. I just started working at ORW. And I was talking to the guys over at Fox. And I said, "Hey, I've been doing shocks for a couple of years now, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. Mind if I go over with you guys?" And Fox was really small still at that time. So I went over to them, and for a whole week, I was in their shop rebuilding their shocks. And that's when I started getting into what's called the valving, which is tuning of the shocks.
Right.
There's the rebuild, which is just changing out the seals and oil, but then there's the tuning. You all see that shaft, that chrome shaft that goes into the body of the shock.
Mhm.
At the other end of that, there's a little piston. Just imagine a little hockey puck, and it's got holes. And you've got these shims that look like washers on either side of it. So as you're compressing the shock, it flexes one side of that hockey puck, of that
Right.
piston, and as you extend your suspension, it flexes the other side. And so the thickness and the order and the combination you put of those shims makes the shock stiffer or softer. So I started getting into that, and it just came to me. To me, it was just straightforward. That was probably 2003 that I
Okay.
really started getting into valving. I was already rebuilding, but on 2003, I started getting into valving.
So when you're rebuilding, that was basically what, just changing the fluid and the
Yeah.
gaskets? Yeah.
So they're a hydraulic piston. It's all they are. They've got they've got seals and they've got hydraulic oil. And the oil, because it generates so much heat because of how fast it moves, it's like taking those old metal clothes hangers
Yeah.
and you were trying to break one. What would you do? You'd bend it a few times and it would get hot.
Right.
Same thing. Anytime you're bending metal or you're heating it up. So you generate a lot of heat. You're getting up to 200 degrees, 250 degrees. So the oil burns up just like the motor oil in your car.
Okay.
So you change that, you change the seals out.
Let me
That's
ask
rebuild.
you, when would somebody know that their shocks need to be just a
Rebuilt.
fluid change, rebuilt?
So rule of thumb, if it's your sand toy, do it once a season. You can do
Yeah.
it every other season if you want, but you're not generating that much heat. You can do it once a year or every other year.
So
If
we
it's
got
a
the
race car, go
yeah,
ahead.
because we got a lot of guys that'll probably go out and do, like, 1 ride, a
Yeah,
day. And then you got
yeah.
guys that are doing, like, 3 or 4 rides a day, and they're out there all year. Those guys probably at least every season.
I would do that once a year. It's preventative maintenance. The thing about maybe the oil's not fully burned up, but those seals, like the wiper seal, which is where the shaft goes into the body,
Yeah.
it's a seal. It's a rigid seal that cleans off the shaft, so you don't have any dirt going into the next seal, which is your oil seal. So those, just like a tire getting dry rot from the sun
Mhm.
or weather on an RV, these seals can get that as well. Just over time, they just start getting brittle and they break. So
Okay.
preventative maintenance. Play cars once a year, every other year at most. Race cars, you really want to do them every race. You can do 2 races if they're short, but if you get that shock hot, why not do it? Don't let a $2 seal cost you a race.
Fair enough, for sure. So then for a full rebuild going into it and with the tuning. Now, at what point do you start looking at revalving the machine itself from like say like the Can-Am I have? Most of those come stock out the box. What would you really need to do to a vehicle like
So
that?
when you get one that's from factory, the biggest improvement we do on those is the springs.
Okay.
So the one on yours, it's got the iBox springs on it. And that's actually square one. You get the springs right, the rest falls into it. And then
Okay.
we do change the internals. Those are an internal bypass. So they have a sleeve on the inside that has holes drilled on the side and it has these shims. And as it's going in, it's got zones.
Okay.
So what we do when we change the springs and we change the ride height, we change those zones. I will make an entire new sleeve where the zones are different. You know, here's the whole length of your shock right here. And before you had one zone stop here and the other one stopped right there.
Okay.
Well, I might want to move them down to down here or move them up. So I make another sleeve with the new holes drilled in. But
Okay.
for the most part, those UTVs, they're all almost identical when it comes to weight and weight distribution. So, I mean, those are almost a cookie cutter. I can put a set of springs, set the preload, which is your height,
Right.
and set the valving and set the adjustments, and you're at 85% there, 90%
Now, what's the other 15%?
driver preference. I usually say 80% of a car setup is what that type of car demands. The
Okay.
weight, the geometry, it's what it demands. And then the next 15% is how that driver is. What There's more aggressive drivers, there's more people that aren't pushing it, so you adjust it to that. But the last 5%, I usually always leave it as driver preference. Some guys like a rigid car, some guys like a soft car for comfort. So 80% is what that type of car needs, 15% is how aggressive they're driving it, and the last 5% is driver preference. Give me a little bit cushier ride. I can see them. So I'll get in the car with them and I can see what type, if they're a novice driver, if they're an aggressive driver. I can see that. I get a lot of people, or I used to get a lot more people back in the day when we had the big 4-seater cars, remember those big sand cars, those
Yeah.
$120,000 cars?
Oh, I still see them all the time.
Yeah, well, they're back. They're making a comeback. But I'd see a lot of these people that, there was a good time in our economy that people would buy these cars, and fortunately they didn't, and nothing against them, but they didn't have the experience. So they go out
Right.
with this car. They don't know what the car is doing yet. They don't know how to drive it yet,
Totally.
which is fine. You got to start somewhere. So I would tune it kind of mild because they're not pushing the limits of the car. But I remember telling them, I was like, hey, best thing you can do is drive this thing. Go fill up the tank and just burn off that tank in 1 day or 2 days of messing around with it every weekend, and talk to me in about 2 or 3 months. There was this one guy that we went out to uh, Laguna Salada, which is on the south side, Mexico side of Imperial Valley. And we go out there. It's a beautiful car. I mean, this thing
Yeah.
has got his big LS motor in this thing. I mean, this thing is a champ. 5-speed transmission on this, and he's struggling with third gear. And I'm trying to have him drive this, but he's on the gas, off the gas, on the gas, off the gas. And that disrupts the car.
Yeah.
And he could tell that I was getting a little impatient and frustrated. And he looks over at me and said, hey, man, I'm new at this thing. You know how to drive these things? Well, yeah. you mind driving it? And let me see what it can do, how you're supposed to drive this. I'm like, all right. So we switched sides. And by then I went through the gears a little bit and I figured out, okay, it's dialed. The setup that I put on it, it can handle it. I said, all right, let me show you what your car can do. So he had been in third gear. I dropped fourth gear on this thing, put him back into the seat, and he shit a chicken. He didn't know what that car could do. I mean, he's leaving his nail marks in the chromoly tubing. I'm like, relax, the car's fine. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know it could do this. I'm like, hold on, you still have another gear to go. You haven't touched fifth gear. I rev it up, drop fifth in this thing, and this guy just loses it. I mean, he's full on. I mean, he's thinking he's meeting Jesus in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but the car can handle it. So anyway, we get back and I tell him, hey, best thing you can do, go drive it.
Yeah.
Burn off a tank and you will eventually come to it. Well, about maybe 3 months later, I'm back in that area and I'm tuning another car. And I just see back in the hills, I see this car just flying up and down. And I mean, this guy's having a good old time. And I'm like, I'm over there's having a good time.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this guy comes around. It's that customer. He did what I told him. He had the means to go out every weekend and just play around with that car.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had to retune that car. This guy was pushing it
Yeah.
hard.
He found his limits.
He did.
That's
So
awesome.
so tuning, it's not just one fits all. It
Right.
fits the driver.
No, totally get that. So I guess probably the best advice you could tell people is, hey, get the thing, learn the car first, be the shit out of it. And that's one of the things I got another buddy. He's always talking about most people never drive most of the rigs to their potential.
No.
And
Well, not play cars.
right. I mean, like anything, just quads, dirt bikes, all the stuff. Most people never really ride it. I mean, like I understand having something that has the power to get where you need to go. Like when I got my side by side, I was talking to a couple different people. My buddy Kirk said, "Hey, go get a Pro R. That's one of the best things out there." I'm like, "Cool," but I'm looking through everything, and also the Pro Rs were too wide, and they were about 10 grand more. And I'm like, "Well, there's a good excuse for me not to go spend another
It's
10 grand."
just
I was like,
money,
"Well, it's too
Bobby.
wide to fit my toy hauler."
It's just money.
Oh, it's just money. Yeah, totally is. But it's got to come from somewhere. But getting through that, found a car we wanted, but I wanted something I knew could get us to the top of like China Wall and all the big dunes without worrying about anything. So some cars will probably get there, but I don't want to run this thing, at level 9, as opposed to 10 on this thing just to get up a hill when I could be, just putting
You
along.
can run that car at level 6 all day, have a hell of a time, and you still have plenty in that tank. It's
Oh, I know.
it's it's amazing what that car will do.
It's really cool, and it does great, and it's handled well through everything we put it through. I did find some limitations when I did the control arm. I'm like, "Well, that's the thing. It can't just soak up everything." So I'm
Yeah.
learning the car very well now, and it's a
Well,
lot of
and
fun.
it a lot of times, like, if you're on the brakes when you hit something like that,
Yeah,
instead of rolling through it, it amplifies that hit because
sure.
it digs into it. But like you said, yeah, there's limits to every car.
Of course.
I've I've found a few.
So it's interesting. There's this, a buddy of mine, Scott, he's, been in the Cobra Kit cars. I've told you about those, and I used to go to Cobra Fest every year with him down in Gadsden, Alabama. And it's a lot of fun, and you get a lot of guys that buy, this big block, and it's a 2,000-pound car, and they get in it, and it's really just I mean, you feel connected to that machine. You got the pipes next to you, right in your ears, transmission.
Yeah.
It just feels like just a
You're
like a
riding a
bolt action
tornado.
gun, just putting it right in is
Yeah.
awesome. And I've driven some really cool cars, and some of those, they got like 600 horsepower in them, and they've had a handful of people that have pretty much killed themselves right off the parking lot because they never knew how to handle those cars. And I remember going to Vegas with my buddy Joey, and we went to like with Exotics Racing where you can rent like a Lamborghini and all these cool cars.
Mm,
And there's a guy out there. I mean, well, it's part of their setup. He'll take you around in a ZR1 and just drift around the track. So it made more sense for me to pay this guy to drift this car around the track just so I could see what it could do
just
than
to
for me to
watch
pay
him
for a car that I wouldn't know how to drive to its full potential, yet have the balls to go take a $500,000 car
and wad
and
it up. Yeah.
wad it up somewhere.
Yeah.
So it was cool to go around that track because then you see really what the potential is in that car, and then it takes away some of that stress when you're trying to push the limit. So I guess I'd tell somebody if you've never driven anything like that, take a ride with a friend or go
Mhm.
meet some people that have them and go raise some hell in those cars. And hey, buy 'em a few beers for the ride.
Not before the ride. No,
Yeah,
no,
not
Bobby.
before the ride.
We learned that one.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out too well. You can at your own risk, whatever you gotta do, but,
I've had
yeah,
too many close calls because of that.
there's a lot of them out there.
Too many.
Well, what they say? If you don't make it, you're either missing balls or speed.
Something like that. I mean, that you've heard that video where it says, "You know what? I'm not gonna lift until I see God or a checkered flag."
That is a damn good video. I'll watch that video
That
today.
is that is basically what off-road racing is at some point. I mean, when you're trying to there's one thing in off-road racing that no other motorsports has, which is dust. So when you're coming up behind a car, they're kicking up dust and you're trying to go through a cloud of dirt.
Yeah,
You have your visibility is shit.
you're flying blind.
You really are.
Yeah,
So that it gets a little hairy.
totally.
But man, well, it's fun though when you finally get them. I got you now, Peppa Le Pew.
Hey, so while we're actually talking about on a Glamis, website or no website, but podcast, when did you ever first go to Glamis?
Early 2000s before they closed it off.
Yeah,
So being at ORW, you're in with that crowd. That's your customer. That's your customer base.
sure.
So I had a couple buddies that had a couple rigs and hey, let's go out for the weekend. You know, it's Thanksgiving weekend and something or other, some other weekend, and we'd head out there. Holy shit! I had no idea what kind of circus there was in those sand hills. I
Yeah,
mean, there's stuff going on over there that you would not believe. I mean, you know it.
totally.
But yeah, early 2000s, probably a '02, '03 is when I
Yeah,
first went out.
that's back when, like, all the Krusty Demon videos and everything else was
The
coming out.
heydays. So, I mean, Glamis has been around since the '70s.
Yeah, I think '70s,
As
'60s.
far as people going out there,
Right.
there was a little bit of these in '90s had a little bit of a following, but I think it really got unhinged in the early 2000s, like late '90s, early 2000s is
Yeah,
when you started seeing people going out there. I mean, it's a party. It's a party.
it still is a party.
It was an borderline out of control, reckless, but I mean that fun adrenaline goes hand in hand with reckless. It
Sure.
straddles that line.
Yeah, when
If
you're
there
pushing the
wasn't a
limits.
fatality that weekend, it was a slow weekend. You
Totally.
remember that?
I mean, just now, yeah, I see at least, on the big weekends, you'll see at least 1 or 2,
Mhm.
airlifts out of there. So,
Yeah.
it's very common. I was at Olds the last I think, was it Thanksgiving, and someone was getting airlifted right out of the parking lot right in front of us.
Yeah. No, it
So,
happens.
you play those games, you win those prizes, I guess, huh?
Exactly it.
Yeah,
I grew up not in motorsports. I grew up in rodeo. You think racing's tough. You think that one's rough. Rodeoing gets the hell out of you, but it's there's a movie and there's called 8 Seconds, and it's about a bull rider that lost his life tragically in rodeo. And one of his friends is, talking about it. He's like, well, you got to be willing to, you pay the price,
yeah,
to play that game. You got to be willing to pay the price, the ultimate price. But that's what some people chase that, they're adrenaline junkies, that thrill, the excitement, but you have to be prepared to pay the price. Like you said, play those games.
sure.
Man, it's fun going fast and, launching it over, swing set or
No
old.
shit,
When did
yeah.
Robbie Gordon started jumping? Was it Oldsmobile or swing set?
So, I'm not sure what he started jumping. I saw a video of him the other day. I think there was a double behind Olds, and I
Just like
saw
swing, just
him. Yeah, it's kinda like swing set, but I
yeah,
guess there was a double behind Olds, and I saw a video of him jumping it, and I heard they took probably some bulldozer and leveled that part out. I remember coming out.
that's ways out there though.
Olds no, Olds is really close. The swing set's a little bit further out, but Oldsmobile, you can go down Sand Highway and take a left, you'll be at Olds in no time. you'll see people out there with any car on that one. Getting to the top of Olds, because I guess the story is you needed an Oldsmobile engine back in the day to get up that
The
hill.
horsepower to make it up because it's a little
Yeah.
bit taller.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not even considered really steep, I don't think.
No, I think there's steeper ones. It's a long hill.
Yeah.
It's
Very
a
long.
long hill, but it's not. You gotta think about it too. Nowadays, I went up there with my quad. I had an '05 Honda TRX. No, is it the
Yeah,
TRX
the
450?
450, you said the
Yeah,
100? Yeah.
no paddles. This is just knobbies.
Yeah,
It made it up fine. I mean, you're dropping a gear 3/4 of the way up, but you'll still make it.
sure. Yeah. Those
Toys
450s had enough
nowadays don't make
power.
it, but back in the day, yeah, you needed some power.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because I saw a video actually, no, it wasn't a video. I saw Robbie Gordon jumping off of Olds. It was either Thanksgiving 2014 or 15. I think it was the first year I went out there. He was jumping off the top of Olds, down Olds. There's this cool spot where you can shoot off the top and come down,
Yeah.
and, it's pretty badass.
He started doing it with I mean, that was one of the first times that you saw an actual race truck with
Yeah,
paddles and 800 horses just ripping through these
totally.
things.
And he was putting on a
Um,
show, man. It was great.
yeah, BJ Baldwin did it a couple times later on with his truck.
Yeah,
There's been a handful of guys.
totally. Yeah.
It's a hell of a spectacle too.
I think anybody in the sport has been to Glamis. If you hadn't, you're just under a rock at that point.
Yeah. We went out there, like I said, we started going out there early 2000s, and I'm gonna say, 2000, was it 6 or 7? When did they close down the dunes for a little bit?
Shit. I don't know the exact time because it was before I showed up.
It was like 2007 or something like that. They started closing down the dunes. Some environmentalists from the East Coast said there was only one little weed that grew there and it had to be protected, and made a big old stink about it, and they closed down the dunes.
Yeah.
Nothing. But that turned out to be a total pile of shit.
Yeah,
We never even
I
made
think we
it
were able
out.
to overturn it later. I think it was
Yeah,
something
they
about
did.
erosion of the dunes was affected, and then they proved that it wasn't affecting anything.
And then when they closed it down, we started going to Gordon's. When they
Cornwall.
reopened
Yeah.
it, when they reopened it, I'm sorry, they reopened it, we started going to Gordon's just down the road, basically, right
Yeah.
up the way. And we didn't go back to Glamis for a couple years. And then when I went back, man, it was different. That's when they started having rangers policing a lot more. They closed down the hills at sundown.
Really?
Oh yeah, they closed it for 2 seasons.
Wow.
They'd closed down. Yeah, you couldn't go to
That
Olds or
sucks.
Comp at sundown. They cordoned it
All of
off.
them are wide open, it seems like.
Yeah.
And I mean, they regulate the place pretty well. If there's any accidents, they're on top of you. Um, did you ever
It's
see
the
any
alcohol that
videos
it's
of
the
the
alcohol that'll
disco
do it.
ball they put out?
What's that?
Did you ever see any of the videos, like, if the TikTok stuff or Instagram of the, disco ball they had down there?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, disco ball is cool. They just tore it down.
I, well, there's other disco balls they had too,
Did they? Smaller
the
ones?
flatbed trucks. Yeah,
Hey,
I got to go out there in the heyday of it,
so
where
so what was it? They had what,
they
strippers
would
on up?
take a full on yeah, they take on a full on flatbed, semi flatbed trailer and
Yeah,
then pull it out there and they'd have a full on concert. I mean, it was a complete stage for concert. They had stripper poles,
no shot.
they had disco balls. There was a truck that housed
Yeah,
it was a ranch truck.
yeah,
You know how the ranch trucks have that flatbed?
right.
They had a stripper pole on that thing, and he's driving it around,
They couldn't keep
and he
you
had
off
3
it.
girls running around on the back of that thing.
Hey, I saw some video the other day, someone posted it, it had it's like a mobile golf cart with a stripper pole on it, and
Really?
someone took a picture of somebody in Wash 4, this of just some girls doing their thing on it. I'm like, it's kinda one of those things where I'm sure it looks great on Instagram, but when you see anyone outside doing it, you're like, "What are you doing?"
Well, it's because 'cause we're older now, Bobby, but back in the day, trust me, it was fun to watch.
No, of course. I'm sure it was great. I'm saying at nighttime, when everyone's out partying, it's a whole different story, but this is like in the middle of the daytime. There's, like, people outside just, doing their thing.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
kinda funny.
Oh, it was fun back in
I'm
the
sure.
heyday.
Yeah. It'd been fun to go out there back in those days. Nowadays, I mean, it does get wild. That's where we're usually really deep in the washes at this point. Stay away from a
There's
lot of that crowd. It's getting too wild, but if you're over on Gecko, it's a good time over there. Still close to all the action. Well, let's see what else we got here. So When's the last time you were in Glamis? When was the last time?
So a buddy of mine, good buddy of mine, had this harebrained idea. Hey man, let's go take some videos and some pictures at sunrise. And of course, me being the good buddy, I'm like, tally ho, let's go, buddy.
You're right.
So
I guess that was it, huh?
yeah. So when did we leave? We left at what, 3 in the morning or something like that? 2 in the
Yeah.
morning.
I picked you up
And
at
this
3
was,
in the morning.
and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this was not in the winter or in the fall. This was in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So
So,
we get out there. And when was it? What month was this? Was it August?
September.
September?
I think it was early September, maybe late August. So if anyone's seen any of the dune photos, actually it was on the website. The one where we lit the gas and it went right into the campfire, and then we got the little sunrise videos of just me solo on a bike. That's me and Simon out there doing all that video. So yeah, it was a good time.
And then what
Honestly, we got
happened?
some good photos at it. That's probably the best photo shoot I've had yet out there.
That drone video, it following you around right as the sun was coming over the dunes,
It was
was
great.
good. And
Hey,
then what happened?
what? I lost the drone?
No, what else happened?
What talking about? Yeah, so I'm over there playing around. I was just trying to get some good video with this thing following me.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there.
Yeah,
So your wife, in all her wisdom, she's the only level-headed one amongst us here, said, "Hey, don't go by yourself. Take Simon with you. You never know, something happens, this and that. What's gonna happen, right? But here we go. You go riding off, and all of a sudden, what do I see?
me walking,
Walking back, cresting over a dune, helmet just walking back, no quad. I'm like,
just a
here we
magical landscape of this
here
lone
we go.
walking
Now,
over.
now what?
Yeah, I've only been riding
Jeez.
5 minutes. I couldn't have ran out of gas. So, I'm just cresting around this little dune, just playing around. I just kinda, where you just kinda ride it vertical and just tool around. So, anyway, I heard something. I wasn't sure what it was. It just sounded kinda off. And
Snap.
then just kept riding, and anyway, I wasn't even going fast. I even got it on the drone footage. I'll have to plug it into this and put it in the video. But basically, the lower ball joint just came apart. I've never had a lower ball joint fail me on a
The ball
four-wheeler.
joint has exited the chat.
Yeah, so the lower ball joint fell out, and luckily, we're close enough to the truck. We went back, got a couple of ratchet straps, and then made a
That's
bird's
called
nest
that
around this thing. Totally. Um, but yeah, took some I mean, if you need to get I've done this before with the side by
I've
side I
got the
had.
pictures. I've got the pictures of how we kinda rigged it back into
Yeah.
sort of working mode.
When I edit this, I'll throw some
Put
up
them
on
on there, I'll
there.
send them to you. I got them.
See some of our little adventures with us trying to start off with our marketing
It's
campaign.
never a dull moment, is it? Never a dull moment.
Never. You know what? That four-wheeler has brand new ball joints all around that damn thing. Looks great.
Yeah, the other ones are in the dunes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Uh,
Okay.
you win some, you lose some, but at least it happened at the end of the ride. It was getting hot. It's about 9
We
o'clock.
got plenty of video. We got plenty of
It was 90 degrees by 9
it
o'clock
was
that morning.
basically you were just going for a little last minute joyride,
Yeah.
just a short one just to kinda, enjoy the dune a little bit because we had it all to ourselves.
It was great. I mean, the sand looked amazing. Like, honestly, that's
Yeah.
exactly what we need to do, like, some other time, not
That was
immediately. I'm gonna go
we
camp
got there
out
in the
with
morning, it was just that nice, perfect little rippling through it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what else we got in this thing here today. Oh, so another thing that Simon's really good at, all right? So we're gonna go ahead for any of the bow hunting enthusiasts out here. He got me into this, just like every good friend, they talk you into doing a hobby that'll cost you a couple grand out the gate. So, while
It's
I
just
was
money,
living in
Bobby.
Colorado, Simon hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to this TAC event." And if you don't know what that is, it's Total Archery Challenge, where you have 3D targets. They take them up the top of a hill. You'll hike down one of the 5 trails there, about a 5-mile trail going down the mountain, and you shoot 3D targets, which are just like foam deer and elk, Sasquatches, all that cool stuff. And so Simon want to come out to Colorado, and I think originally you were supposed to meet up with some friends, didn't work out. So he invited me, and I've never shot a bow in my life.
Actually, I was doing it solo.
Yeah, yeah, you're doing a little solo trip.
I was going solo on that one.
Yeah, I was just gonna let him borrow one of my rigs and take off and go do it, but I happen to have the weekend off.
It evolved. It evolved into
An annual
yeah.
trip now. Yeah,
coming
that's what
up.
it evolved to. It evolved into a bunch of bows, and an annual trip with no AC. You
Quit your crying. Toughen up, snowflake.
wanna come on a trip with us, you got 5 dudes sleeping in the living room with the window
That one,
That's really what it
that
turned.
was actually pretty cool because I remember calling you, say, "Hey, I'm gonna stop by in your town. I'm gonna say hi to you." And where are you going? I was like, "Well," I told him where I was going, and it's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. You had never shot a bow.
No,
You didn't
I've
have a bow.
shot
You
plenty
didn't."
of guns, just never a bow.
And so I remember it evolved to where it was take my rig. I've got the F-250. Take that, and
Built
then
all
it
the
was,
shocks on all of them. I figure I could at least let them use the rig.
and then it was, well, why don't we make a weekend out of it and tag along? I was like, all right, cool. And then it was, we get there. This is what I'm talking about here, where it's never a dull moment. I fly into Denver. I'm thinking I hadn't been in Colorado in years. And here in San Diego, it's like there's one thing that it's just people. It's like I try to get away from certain people and crowds and stuff. And I land in Denver. I get off the plane, and I mean, it's just, I'm immediately, there's a guy there with pastel colored pants and a little sweater tied into the front. And I'm like, shit, did I get off on the wrong stop here? Like this, I thought this was Colorado. This is like I'm in North Park in San Diego. I call Bobby. I'm like, Bobby, what the hell's up with your town? He's like, yeah, it's kind of changed. I'm like, well, hurry up and pick me up. I need to get the hell out of here. So he greets me at the airport with a cooler full of cold Modelo's.
Like
Have
any good
one
friend would
there.
do. Mhm.
Yes, sir. And so it started from there. We had 2 breweries or 3 breweries. We basically didn't stop until we went to like what 2, 3 in the morning or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
How
got
else
up
do
at
you catch up? Mm.
we we got up at 4 in the morning to head out because it's a 3-hour drive to Glenwood Springs. It's up in the ski resort parts of Colorado. So it's a 3-hour drive. We have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. I'd never been to a TAC event. So here we are, hungover. We stop for an egg McMuffin and a coffee just before getting to this place. We're up at elevation where it's 8,500 feet.
Yeah, it's pretty high up there.
We're lowlanders out of shape, hungover, and going on an egg McMuffin. And we're dying just walking up to the registration trailer. Bobby, goes with me. We get up. They put you on a ski lift, go to the top of the mountain, and you
Yeah.
walk your way down. And I felt bad because it's a lot of walking, and here I am shooting, and Bobby's just watching. I said, Bobby, shoot my bow. I don't know how to do this thing. He's like, I'll show you. He's like, no, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to lose an arrow. They're just arrows, buddy. Fire it. Well, he fired one off. Did pretty good, and the rest is history.
Yeah,
The
our draw
following
length's
year,
about the same. It's not much.
yeah,
A
the
little better.
following year, by then he had a bow, and we did it again. We knew where we're getting ourselves into now.
Yeah,
Hydration is key.
hydration is key. We never just take off with an egg McMuffin anymore. We actually pack a backpack with some stuff in it to help out, but
We
we've had
make
some
some good
good trips out
decisions.
of that. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, first one was, Glenwood Springs,
Yeah.
and that was
We did that
awesome.
one. We did that one for 3 years, 2 years,
2 years.
2
We
years.
did that for 2 years because that year was just us solo. The next year is when we met Dwayne.
Oh, big DW.
Yeah, so met Dwayne, so he was up there
We
doing a
we
solo
we
trip, and he was cool, so we got along, and
we refer to him as Dudley 2.0.
yeah, he looks like
He looks
Sean Dudley.
just like
Yeah,
an
very
archer called
handsome man,
John Dudley.
tall, strapping man.
Yes,
Uh, he's got
fine
cool pants.
specimen. Fine specimen.
Yeah, so, and he shoots better than both of us.
Ah, damn. That guy is a machine, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be flattered when he sees us. So, anyway, we took,
How much did he pay you to say that? He paid me $20. How much did he
yeah,
pay you?
be a sponsor now is what's gonna happen. But we met Dwayne, and then you, hung out with him because I was deployed the next year, and
Yeah.
then you end up meeting all Sam following
We
that.
met Sam in Montana.
Yeah.
So TAC has several venues. They do several shoots. They do something like 7 or 8 of them. They do some in Pennsylvania, some in Utah, some Montana, Colorado, all over the place. And we met him in Big Sky, Montana.
Mhm. Yeah.
Old Sam, 22-year-old kid who lives at 8,000 elevation. So he's running circles around us, and he can shoot
Yeah.
with an old bow. I mean, He's another little
He's
machine.
dialed in.
Cool kid. Very cool guy.
So if you ever want to go have some fun, get into bow shooting or hunting.
God, that is a rabbit hole and a half, isn't
That's a
it?
good entry level into it. So say Simon.
Just don't let me help you set it up.
So
How
Simon
much did
will.
that cost you?
He's good at setting up bows. He's got his own bow vise, or there's a bow press. Or what do you call that?
The press, the vise, the basically all the tools to work on your own bow.
Yeah. So all the things that he does with shocks, he's tinkering a lot with bows at this point. So anything I need to get done with my bow, he's over there dialing it in, setting it up, telling me how to do things, and I really just
Dude,
show
I
up and
do all
shoot.
sorts of stuff for you. It's like if you need your internet worked, if you need your shocks, if you need your bow, it's like I even
Yeah,
feed you.
you feed me every now and then. Pretty good at that too. This dude cooks the best ceviche ever. But anyway,
That one's all decent.
if someone's getting into bows, what would you say is a good place to start, Simon?
Don't buy the packaged ones that are the $150 all in one because bows are they're tailored to every person. Your draw length, your draw weight, height, everything else. So you go into a shop. We have one of the best shops here in the area, the bow and arrow shop with
It's out
Bruce
Lakeside.
Lakeside. Go into there, have them. They'll set up a handful of bows and you'll shoot them. They'll coach you through it on proper form, everything else, and have them set it up for you. And then shoot the hell out of it, but stretch. Do
Yeah.
not tweak
If you're
don't mess
old,
up your shoulder.
stretch. Go get you a little rubber band.
It's a weird because in archery, there's muscles that you never use for anything else that you didn't even know that you even had there. And all of a sudden you start pulling back a 60 or 70-pound bow. Well, guess what? You're going to be sore.
Totally.
Yeah.
They'll
So,
definitely keep you sore.
yeah. But yeah, just go have them buy. There's all sorts of bows out there. There's the flagship bows, which is, the top of the line. Don't start off on that. Start off with something medium, You started off with a hell of a bow. It's
Yeah.
it's not an introductory. It's not a
No,
beginner's bow. That's
it's your
upper.
mid-level one. So I
Yeah,
got
it's
the
upper
Hoyt
mid.
Torx XT, and it does really good. I mean, it does everything I need.
But you've been shooting that thing like a champ.
Yeah. So if I ever need to upgrade, my wife will get to find some other cool thing. But honestly,
Well,
I don't shoot enough to
I
get.
already have a list of what you're gonna get.
I know, and
All we need is the credit card.
all it takes just charge you for it.
I mean, we did that the first year you got it on the way back,
Yeah.
on
Like,
the way
"Hey,
from
let's
the
get
shooting
it
range.
dialed in." He's like, "I think this needs to be reset." And then $500 later, I got a new sight, a few other little accessories.
Hey, man, but do you regret it?
No, not at all. I
No.
had a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
I think that's the problem with a lot of our hobbies. Most of it's really we spend a fortune just to go hang out in the woods and drink beer with people.
Sounds
And
about right.
that's usually how all this shit starts. Usually I'd be pretty happy with just sitting around a fire eating a bunch of peanuts and that's all I would need for the weekend. But instead we got to go buy a ton of stuff to take with us that we end up breaking. But it's fun.
Yes, it is.
So it's
You
all
gotta
good.
spend your money on something, Bobby.
Damn right. So
Everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their hobby, their niche, their pastime, and some people like trips, some people like cars.
totally. Some people are just gamers. Whatever fits
Yeah.
your fancy there. So hey, let's see what else we got here.
What, you wrote down some questions?
I had basically kind of an idea of what I would ask, and if we come to a spot where we're running, you know, into some stuff, start looking at what we want to do. What's next for Shock Pros?
Shock Pros has evolved and downsized and grown a couple times. I'm thinking of opening up the shop again
Yeah.
in a couple years.
Okay.
So when I first started Shock Pros, it wasn't Shock Pros. It was just me for a few years. And then I don't think I actually put a name on it until, gosh, I want to say like 2006,
Okay.
something like that. My buddies were like, "Hey man, put a name on it, open up a shop and this and that." I'm like, nah. But I did. So I put a name on it. And then 2009, I left ORW. The direction the company was going was not where I wanted to go. So I had plenty of shock customers. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. I I got called in to help run a team in 2010, a pro team here from San Diego. They called me up. And they're a racing trophy truck, and they needed a general manager for the team.
Yeah.
By then, I'd already been in racing for almost a decade, and I knew a lot of these guys, and so they knew me. And I'd already helped a couple teams that we kind of between my buddy Alex Almaraz, when his shop prepping the cars, me doing the suspension and helping him with logistics and planning and pre-running. We got a championship for two of them. So we were already a little well known in that. So these guys called me up, say, "Hey, we need a general manager. We've seen what you've done with so and so and so and so. Can you do it with us?" So, yeah, sure. Let's talk. So I was prepping to do my own shop. So they call me and they told me what they wanted. So I threw a number out there. I was like, "Well, you want me?" So I threw a number. They went for it. I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm doing this now." So I did
Yeah.
that for a year. And then when I left there, I opened up my shop.
Gotcha.
And it started out in my garage, but my entire garage was a shop. You think my setup is nice in my garage. Now, this other one was this was nice. It was a big garage. Customers, when they would show up, I'm pretty sure they told me later they showed up and then it's just a house and a garage. I'm like, oh man, this guy's doing them out of his garage. Great. But I'd open the garage and they're about to walk in and they're asking me if they have to take their shoes off to come into this place. It's just impeccable. And I had all the equipment.
Yeah.
So years after that, I actually got a shop. I've had a couple employees helping me out. I've always done the valving. They would help do the rebuild stuff, but the valving has always been me. My kids were born in 2006 and 2009. And between them being little and growing up and the recession that hit us after 2008, it got really tough.
Yeah.
So we used to have racing, smaller circuits up in Barstow, Lucerne Valley, that whole area of the desert.
Right.
And there was an accident in, oh gosh, I'm trying to say 11, 12, something like that. And the BLM got involved and they started shutting down racing. So there was between that and a lot of my customers from Mexico having a hard time getting the shocks across the border without having to pay import and export tax. I ended up losing 45% of my clientele.
Really?
So for a business to lose half of its income is big. So I started struggling. So I made an adult decision and I closed the shop and I went back to my 9 to 5, got a job at AT&T. But the funny thing was that, I had customers call me 3 or 4 weeks later and say, "Hey, Simon, I got the shocks off the 12 car and off the pre-runner. I'm going to take them to you during the week." "Oh man, I'm sorry to tell you, but I just closed the shop." "What do you mean?" It's like, "Yeah, I closed it down," told them the story. And then, "Well, what am I going to do now?" I said, "Well, I could probably recommend you to another guy or two." It's like, "The hell you are? You've been doing my shocks for years. I trust you. Is there any chance that you can still do them like out of your house?" And these are good customers. And I was like,
Yeah.
I guess I can do them. And just like that guy, there was another one and another one and another one. So I ended up keeping half my customers. So I went back to doing shocks again.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing my 9 to 5 and my shocks.
No, I know every time I see you, you're in a garage working on something.
I live in that garage.
You've been doing shocks ever since I've known you, so
Yep.
but yeah,
Been a
it
long
would be
time.
nice to see you be able to do it full time again.
That it's in the works. It's in the works. I got a few years to go at my job so I can collect my pension.
Yeah.
I don't want to let that go away,
No, I
because
totally
I'm the
get it.
last
Yeah.
generation that got it.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. So I'm waiting for my pension coming up. So,
Oh, you can
um,
see the light at the end of the tunnel.
oh yeah,
I
it's
know.
coming.
Yeah.
But
But that's the plan for Shock Pros is that's my golden goose, laying that egg.
yeah. So if somebody wants you to do their shocks for them,
Mm.
how would they get a hold of you?
So I have an Instagram page for it. It's Shock Pros. It's shock_pros.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's a logo right there.
Look at that. It's good.
Instagram is probably the best way because on there you can actually see that's my showroom. At the same time, you can see the work I've done. You can see the cars I've tuned. One of the things that we do as well is finishes on the shocks. So shocks are metallic, coatings. They're a nickel coating or a zinc coating. And over time, they get rusted.
Totally.
Send them back to me, and we'll send them out and get 'em Cerakoted and new decals, new aluminums, and looking brand new.
Yeah, he did the shocks on my 4Runner. My
The
4Runner
4Runner got it,
looks
yeah.
a little beat up, so I would not try and show those off right now, but, could use some new things
You
on
just
it.
can take that shock, Bobby,
What's that?
wipe it, just take a damp cloth and wipe it off, and that Cerakote is like
Oh, no,
new.
that shock's fine. Everything else looks ugly around it.
It's supposed to be. It's an off-road rig.
Yeah, I've had that 4Runner going on 20 years. No, not
Oh,
four
one
no,
thing you
no,
forgot to
14 or
mention about
15,
that
15.
first trip to Colorado, your first
What's that?
back trip, you forgot to mention the field trip down to Juarez.
Oh, man, hey, we had such a damn good time on this.
Holy
So,
shit.
for all you Toyota
One of your great
people,
ideas, Bobby.
we got so many stories, but hey, this is a fun one. So for all the off-roaders out there that's ever been in Colorado, there's some cool places out there. And there's a trail. So there's an old crystal mill. It's one of the most photogenic things Colorado has. So if you ever seen these old photos of this neat looking old mill with a Colorado River wrapping around it, that's the old mill. So that trail getting to it is down by Glenwood Springs. Or not Glenwood Springs. Yeah, Glenwood Springs where we went to the TAC event. And we were looking for something fun to do on that trip. Like, hey, we're going down to do this. I had no bow, but at least I can take my rig and we can go hit a trail. At least because I didn't know what we're going to get into with this. But I was like, well, if I'm going to go on a hiking expedition with Simon, let's do some trails on this. And that trail was there. Funny thing, little backstory with this, for all you Toyota guys, or the 4Runner guys, T4R.org has some of the coolest builds. And I bought this thing in Memphis, Tennessee. I drove from North Carolina there. It took me about probably an 8-hour drive to get this 4Runner bone stock. Started following these builds on there. And there's this guy, Ripcord, who had one of the cleanest third gen builds ever. And I've been following him for years. So anyway, I was in Colorado probably 5 years later, and I followed on my Instagram this and that. So I knew who this person was, and his name's Jim, but he actually has done all this work to his Tacoma. So we're on this trail and we're driving out that way, and I see that green Tacoma. I'm like, oh shit, that's the guy. Well, I pretty much followed his
That guy.
builds who helped, pretty much save me a ton of headache and research just by following a lot of his stuff. And didn't pay much attention to him. Like, we still got things to do. We got to go riding. So we're driving up this road, and this was no trip that I'd ever heard about that everyone was doing. So we get up there and we see about,
Nobody is crazy enough to do that trip, that road out.
oh, the route we took was a little longer than what you should have. Other people do this trail, but we get up there and I see like 20 Tacomas and 4Runners, a bunch of the Toyota group. And I hear this one guy scream, "Hey, Bobby." I'm like, oh, hell. So it's probably one of the Colorado Springs dudes that I've met up with before. And get out, and it was, I think it was Andy. So I go and talk to Andy, and we're BSing this and that, and he recognized my rig. And then all of a sudden, Jim comes pulling up with his Tacoma. I guess he was waiting on him to meet up. And it was funny because he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, nice rig." I'm like, "Thanks,
It's
man.
yours.
You
It's
should like
basically
it.
your
I pretty
rig.
much ripped off your build for the last few years building it." And he's like, "Oh, well, walk me through this thing." And mine's slightly different. There's different things I've done to mine. But anyway, we got along great. But anyway, we took off. We saw the mill, and we're gonna go do this trail because it goes by Devil's Punch Bowl. If you ever
Oh,
looked that up
yeah.
in Colorado. And it's a cool spot. Simon took a lot of cool video up there, but we did this scenic trail, and they told us like, "Hey, if you're going back to Denver, just go over the mountain. Don't even worry about turning back around because you'll just backtrack and take too much time."
Let me tell him one thing.
Sure.
It's 3 hours from straight line on a highway from Colorado, from Denver to Glenwood Springs. And we didn't go a straight line back. This is like a big circle south,
Yeah.
5 times longer than that through a dirt road.
Totally. Because what happens is you go over this mountain pass and it's taking you south and you're like Gunnison. I felt like by the time we were done with this, we're damn near New Mexico. This was a long drive. And we get down to the bottom of this pass and we're heading back. I don't think we got back to Denver till around midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was way after that.
It was,
Midnight was the McDonald's.
we ate hamburgers that whole damn trip.
The
The only place
whole
we
damn
could
trip.
find that was open was,
It's funny because we were over hamburgers. And so we come out, we didn't know how long it was going to take to come out of this road. We come out of this road, and the only thing there was that McDonald's. Guess what we're eating? Hamburgers again.
It was a good time though, but I tell you what, if you're in Colorado and you want a damn good trail to do and you have good weather, go see the Crystal
You
Mill
have a capable rig.
and a capable rig.
Yeah, and a capable rig, and a cooler full of beer.
Yes, you need all that good stuff.
I'm trying to find that picture that where I do the map to send it to you. I'm gonna send it
Yeah,
to you.
we'll have to throw that in here too.
When you see that map, you're like, "What in the world were you boys thinking?"
Yeah. But that was our first hack event, so that started the whole thing, but, it's made it fun. We need to do another trip like that where we just take the rigs up and just meet up there instead of flying in.
Well, the Utah one's not far. The one that Brian had this year?
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad. Even the Colorado one, you'd have to take a couple days for that one, but you were saying you can head up and go through Flagstaff,
Yeah,
Sedona, all that
go
area?
through Sedona, Flagstaff, that's a good trip.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be cool. I've never been to that part of Colorado. You probably know a lot better than I do.
Totally. That area, is amazing because now you got the San Juan Mountains, you got Telluride. I don't like Telluride, I like Ouray. Telluride's a little too uptight for my taste for off-roading. When you show up somewhere and it's $30 for a hamburger and you gotta wait half an hour just to get seated, and
Must be
it
a damn
it
good
it
hamburger.
doesn't feel like it's catered to anyone in that community for off-roading. It's more of a ski
It's
resort town
bougie.
anyway. So, but that's where Black Bear Pass ends. So, if you're coming from Telluride, just drive up the highway to Ouray, and that's the fun town. That's the one I like. It's got a hot springs. You got rooftop bars. You got awesome spots to camp right outside the town. Ouray is my other little happy spot. So, give me a chance, go do that. Man, my cold is really messing me up. Do I sound muffled?
Cocaine. Nah.
Well, guys, what do you think, Simon? Is there anything that you need to tell the world or the small amount of people we
About
got at this
racing
point?
about bow hunting or
Yeah, anything.
philosophy? We talk philosophy?
You can turn into a philosopher tonight.
I mean, might as well. We've covered a bunch of other stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to get, deep real quick.
Philosophical? No. I'm not sure how long you wanna make this thing
Well, I mean,
'cause I got stories for 20 years of off-road racing. There's some stories.
well, I'm sure I'll
The
still be
good, bad
friends with
the
you for a
bad, and the
while.
ugly. You know how that?
What's that?
The good, bad, and the ugly.
So, what's a cool story that everyone needs to hear? What's a finale then that we need to end with?
In off-road racing, one of the biggest thing is you don't quit. That's a big thing in off-road racing is you don't quit because there's always something's gonna happen.
Sure.
It's very rare you go through a race and nothing happens. You're gonna get some kind of adversity. So you don't quit. I had one of my customers ask me to do a Baja 500 with him. And the whole thing, we were going to do it, him and I in the truck, nobody getting out. No other team, no other co-rider, no other driver. He was going to do it the whole race. And I was going to ride the whole race. Well, about 13 miles into this thing, we come off this jump and the wheel on landing, the wheel broke. The front right wheel broke. And as it broke, it sheared off the reservoir port on the bypass. So the bypass shock has a reservoir on the side, and that
Yeah.
reservoir is just where the nitrogen goes in. Well, he sheared off. I mean, it just broke right at the weld. That's kind of a very important component. So we pull over and we're out of the race. And I was like, what do you mean we're out of the race? I can weld that. Take off that shock, drive me back into town. It's 8 miles on the highway. We'll go back into town. I'll weld it up. I'll rebuild it. We're back in it, boy. All right. So they do it. 3 hours later, I'm back. We're putting the shock back on. I found this muffler shop.
Yeah.
And we stick welded this thing on there. I had a guy run and buy transmission fluid, which is the closest thing to shock oil. And I rebuilt it with the tools that I had. I mean, you did what you did, right?
Sure.
They did a hell of a job welding it. That shock was perfect. So we put it back on. I said, all right, let's go. So after 3 hours, you're behind the entire race. I mean, the guy sweeping afterwards is already walking through. I mean, the show has
Turning
been
the
over
lights
for a
off.
while. The lights are on and the curtain's up.
Yeah.
So we kept going. Well, about a little bit before halfway of the race, he got tired. Those 3 hours of downtime, just been on the sun, sitting there, just wore him out. So
Yeah.
he started getting tired. And at this point, we're starting to catch up to other classes. He's like, hey, Simon, I don't know about you, but I'm done. It's like, you might have to jump over here and drive. I'm like, all right, we'll go as far as you can and we'll switch. He's like, no, I don't mean switch. I mean, you drive and I get out. So I said, all right, make it to the next pit and we'll switch. So about halfway through, I jump over. Luckily, at that pit was his old co-driver, his old co-rider, his navigator, Humberto. I said, Humberto, hop in. We're going. Takes. So we jump in, we take off. This guy goes home because he only lived from where he got out. We only lived about 45 minutes away. He's thinking these guys aren't going to make it. He's like, yeah, I think it was all part of his plan. So he's going home. He's like, oh, the hell with this. He's like, these boys aren't going to make it. And he doesn't know me. When it comes to racing, I am the last guy to quit. In rodeo and bull riding, we have a saying that you don't let go until you hit the ground twice. In racing, it's like, no, I'm going to go. Even if I have to carry this car across the finish line, we're making it. So we kept going. We had all sorts of shit happen. Flat tire, the steering locked up. I mean, you name it. On the Pacific side, there's a place called Erendira, and it's right on the coast. Well, there's a levee. Well, the tide came in and went over it, and it flooded that whole river valley. And we're catching up to all these classes, right? We're actually at this point, I've already caught up to the class that we're in class 8.
Yeah.
And this guy has one hell of a truck. Badass motor, 860 horses. I mean, this thing is nimble. So we're catching up to these guys, and this is at night, and they tell us, hey, the leader is actually stuck in that wash. Half the race is stuck in that wash. I said, oh, I got you now. And so I step on it. I start catching up to him. Long story short, we make it to the finish line, and I got a second place out of it for him.
No shit.
I mean, we almost didn't make it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day about there's a lot of stuff in off-road racing that spectators don't get to see.
Right.
And in a given day, you might have one oh shit moment in your day, in your regular day. Somebody ran a red light, and you catch it like, oh shit, that was close. You have 50 of them in a race day.
Totally.
One of the things that happened was I'm trying to run down this guy that's running in first place, and this is the middle of the night. We're back up in the mountains, and I get a flat tire. Luckily, I got to race with a lot of old-timer guys that are real crafty and sneaky.
Yeah.
So there's no place, you don't pull into a gas station. You change it right there. Well, I had a class 1, which is a higher class, which is supposed to be faster. And he was behind me. I just passed him. I said, oh, I'm not letting this guy by. So I stopped right in a section where there's no way around me. I said, the hell with you. You're not getting by me. So I stop and we change the tire there. And I tell Humberto, I say, hey, this guy's pissed off because he can't get around. I said, when I tell you to, you jump in that truck and we are going. You belt up quick because I'm going. So we jump back in the truck and we belt up and I take off like a bat out of hell. I said, this guy's not catching me. And I mean, I pushed that truck. It got to this one place where you've got this ravine to your right side and you kind of go just one big horseshoe around it and just kind of go the other side of that ravine, which is only about maybe, I don't know, 60, 70 yards across. As I'm making that turn, my back tire goes off the edge. I don't let go of the gas and I'm trying to muscle it back up. And then the other tire's off and then the front tire's off and I'm like slipping off the side of this thing. And I said, no, I'm going to roll it if I don't. What do you do when you're going sideways into something? You can steer into it, right?
Steer into it, yeah.
So I steer down. This is at night. I happen to know the ravine very well. So I knew there's nothing there but just some bushes. I steer into the hill, go down it, hit the gas going downhill. I hit the bottom of it, go to the top, and I launch off the top, land on the road, Dukes of Hazzard style, and just keep going.
Hell yeah.
Humberto is screaming like your banshee. And I was like, what's wrong, dude? We're fine. We're on the road. Holy shit. Oh, my God. What?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. Relax. I'm not belted in. Like, what do you mean you're not belted in? I told you to belt up. Like, no, you took off too fast. I'm like, you idiot. Hurry up. Put your seatbelts on. He's holding the impact gun in his hand. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
So class 1 never caught me. I took off. And we made it to the finish line, pulled in, got a second place. The guys that sleep at his house the next morning, we show up there and he's like, you did what? Like, you never quit, buddy. You don't know until the last mile how
No.
it's gonna pan out.
Well, hell
So,
yeah, man. Hey, well, cheers to
that
never
was a good
quitting,
one.
bro.
That was a good one there.
That's awesome. That's good shit. Well, bro, thank you for your time, and,
My pleasure.
I appreciate you doing this.
Yes, sir. We gotta do it again
Yeah, man.
sometime
Yeah,
down the road.
totally. We'll do it some
Just
more. We'll,
keep pouring that coffee. I've got this one.
which one?
Man, the
Spirit of
79 is the one
79?
that I'm this guy right here. This is my favorite one right here.
The dark roast? That's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's damn good. So,
That's the one I had. That's the one I got, right?
I think so. I think it's when
Yeah.
you this one we're drinking, that's for sure.
It's good coffee. Well, all right, Bobby P.
Alright, brother. I appreciate you. I'll, come get you out of that room now.
Thanks. Good night.